Hi, my name's Steve. I'm the owner of Cronkhite Custom Cases, and I just want to take a minute and explain what makes our bags last as long as they do. We are known for surviving 20, 30, 40 years without issue, and we're talking about great big tuba bags that are carrying 30, 40 pounds all day long, every single day, and they don't fall apart. I don't want your repeat business because your bag died. I want your repeat business because you got a different instrument and you know the value of what we create here. So that's been my goal since the beginning. And when I picked up the Cronkhite line, it already had this amazing track record of decades of service with thousands and thousands of bags. And so we took that, we improved a couple of things, one of which is this stitch, but there's a stitch above the rivet. That rivet's going to last 10, 20 years, but we put a stitch above there, so that stitch is going to have to break after 10 or 15 years before the rivet does a single bit of work. And so that's the kind of thing. Over here on a lot of our bags, we have a double rivet. This is called a cam. And so you've got the stitch to go, you've got the cam, the stitch around the cam that's holding certain things in here, and it's just going to last for a very, very long time. So the rivets we use, we put, this is just 2 layers of leather that I grabbed, but there's a steel washer on the backside. We smash it in the rivet setting machine, and it rolls the end of the rivet, like the last 1/8 of an inch, is tubular, and it peens it out and rolls it over the washer so that washer doesn't come off. And we're kind of proud of these. These are all steel. So another thing we do, we've got what's called an RC coil zipper, and it's specifically designed for durability, so like hockey bags, and it's made by YKK. These are made in the United States. It's a great big number 10 pull. Look at that next to my thumb. It's the same size as my thumb. Again, the width of this tape, these things don't break, they don't fall apart, they don't stop working, they don't separate. It's just a really high quality component of our bags. So one thing Glennon, I think he told me that he invented this, and it's kind of cool, but it's a simple thing, but it makes a difference. So he sews a leather flap that goes over the bottom of the zipper, so that when you're sitting at a bus stop, this is where guitar players set their guitar down on the ground. And he was getting damaged zippers, so he thought of this idea, and it protects that zipper where it gets hit over and over and over and over and over. And again, it adds 10 years to the life of the zipper, because that's where it's going to fail without this. So these you'll see on every single one of our guitar bags, lots of our mandolin bags, and banjo bags as well. So our shoulder straps, we use a really heavy nylon. It's very robust, thick. It can support itself. If you took most of the other bags that are on the market, they just would drop to the ground. This thing is very heavy. It's got the rubberized webbing, and so when I am walking around all day as a musician, and with a normal shoulder strap, you've got to hunch your shoulder, and that wears you out. It makes you tired on one side, and you got to now play the gig after going from the bus to the airport, and you're just not your best, right? So this shoulder strap grabs your clothing, and you can just relax your shoulder. It's not going to slip off. It's not going to slip off. It's not going to slip off, right? And I think this is a great strap that I have not seen on any competitor's bags. The most important part of a gig bag is the thread, and we use a really, really thick thread. It's a T140, 146 or 138, but I can pull as hard as I want, and I can't break the thread. It's going to cut through my finger before it's going to break. We only use American, and Eford is the brand. They've proven to be just an incredibly high quality thread. If you think of a link, chain is only as good as the weakest link. Thread's the same way. You can have a roll of several thousand yards of thread on it, and if there's any weakness in that thread, that's where it's going to break. And so I won't try any other thread. That's the only thread I will ever use. And one thing with the thread, you have to lock it. So if you're using a thin thread, and again the competition does because they want your bag to fall apart, and if you don't lock the thread, or if the needle misses on the back stitch, which is what is required to lock the stitch, a thin thread is harder to lock, right? And so this one I stitched, with our thread, but I didn't lock it, and I can pull that apart. you know, it takes a little bit of work, but I can pull it apart over time, right? That came apart. This one I locked, and it's not going anywhere. You know? So let's talk about the leather a little bit. Leather, we use top grain leather. That's the highest quality leather, the most durable. There are other grains of leather. You can have corrected grain where they take a hide, and it's a cow is a weird shape, and they sand it with sandpaper, and it's called corrected grain, and it looks perfect. You can use every inch of it, but it's not the top grain, and so that it doesn't last very long. And so top grain, you will see scars. Like I can see a scar here from the cow. There's a scar here. There's some marks here, and of course this bag has been in a couple of photo shoots, so there's some scratches. But there's some natural blemishes in the leather, and that's part of top grain. It's what makes it beautiful. And so you're going to see some of those in your bag, but you want those marks. If you don't see them, then you've got an inferior product, and ours are superior. We use steel in our D-rings. Our rivets are steel. Our snaps are steel. These are made in the USA snaps. They don't come unsnapped when you don't want them to. And then we have these great big snap hooks. I did find a clip that doesn't break. We've been using these on our tuba bags since 2017, and they don't break, and that's carrying around a tuba all day. And they're just really strong steel. Not sure how they make them, but I know that they don't break. Hey, thanks for checking out the video explaining why these bags last as long as they do. We try really hard to make that happen for you. We've got 500 different products. This is a saxophone bag. I've got guitar bags. I've got trumpet, percussion. We've got stick bags. I've got a contrabassoon bag, tuba bag. We have a banjo back here. There's a euphonium in the back. We've got every music instrument under the sun covered, and we hope that you'll check us out. If you're tired of the competitors' bags lasting 2-3 years and then falling apart, give us a shot. We really do try hard to make these last for decades. Thanks a lot. Bye.